Happy Sunday. Happy race day. Happy. Who actually enjoyed Prime doing the race? I actually enjoyed it. I was shocked. I was super shocked, actually, that I enjoyed it. I felt like it was definitely clear on my TV. I didn't feel like it was lagging. What was actually happening. I'm not sure yet how I feel about the side-by-side. I feel like I need like a 90-inch TV for the side-by-side of commercial / racing, but to ensure that I see both. But beyond that, or more so that so I can see the racing versus have, the commercial. Beyond that, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the commentary. Everything. Like, I was ready for this to bomb. Like, completely bomb out. But it was actually enjoyable. So, yeah. Hats off to Prime and being able to pull this off. So, Dale Jr. and Steve Letarte and all of them. Great job. I will have to say, great job. And no silly cartoons. Hallelujah. Oh my goodness. I can't be the only one that hates the silly cartoons that they put these drivers on. Like, why? They're human beings. Let's not make them into cartoons. No. Anyway. The Coca-Cola 600 was William Byron's Race to Lose. And, man, sadly, there at the end, he did lose it. Just barely. He needs to hold on for just a couple more laps and hold off Ross Chastain, who started dead last after an issue with his car, where his team had to stay up and work on it until 2:30 in the morning, and then get back in the garage on Sunday to finish fixing it. Yeah. What a heartbreaker that was for William. He won stage 1, 2, and 3. It was so very close to winning stage 4. So very close. He just didn't quite have enough there at the end to get it there. Excuse me. Whether it was a tire item, I believe, if I recall correctly, Ross was out of the pits just a little after William, so his tires were just a teeny bit fresher. That was all. And that's all it took. He overtook William Byron right there at the very end of the race, and Ross Chastain got what many call one of the crown jewels of NASCAR. So, Ross Chastain won. William Byron was second. Chase Briscoe third. AJ Allmendinger fourth. Brad Keselowski fifth. Chase Elliott sixth. Michael McDowell seventh. Christopher Bell eighth. Ryan Preece ninth. And Noah Gragson was 10th, which is a great race for Noah as well. It was not Kyle Larson's day at all. He ended up 37th and not finished. Jimmy Johnson was also taken out. So he also didn't finish it. The race. Kyle Larson attempted the double. He wasn't able to finish Indianapolis due to an accident. And then spun out initially in the opening stage. And then got collected in a wreck later on, sadly. That officially took him out. He had nicely rebounded. It was just over 4 hours worth of racing. Just over. Denny Hamlin had the fastest lap on lap 210. So we had 8 caution flags for just over 52 laps and 34 lead changes among 11 drivers. It was an amazing night. Honoring and remembering. Charlotte always does a great job of that. There is nothing more that I could say about it. If you get a chance to go to the 600, go. It is beautiful what they do, how they do it. They are truly a class act when it comes to that. And 100% put on an amazing honor and remembrance for all that gave up everything. And I have been blessed to go and see that at least once. It is a city within itself. Just be warned if you go. But it is beautiful. And I think you leave a little bit different when you go. Just seeing what they do. Or at least I did. I definitely had a lot of respect when I left for the track and the track ownership when I left, for everything that they put together for that. And there's no wonder that it's sold out almost every year for that reason. Besides it being, the Coca-Cola 600. So it was Ross Chastain's first win of the race, or first win as well of the season, and his 6th career victory in his 236 starts. And his he also won for the first time in his 8 starts at a 1.5-mile oval, where previously his best finish was 8th. So hot. I mean, great great recovery for your Trackhouse. With that, I think Denny Hamlin said it best. When that team themselves get focused, we have to watch out, because they get very focused. They get to a point where that entire team is on fire, and you don't want to mess with that group. So I would say let's watch out for them probably the rest of the season, heading into playoffs, right before playoffs, because I have a feeling, like Denny said, especially now that Ross has a win, and that team is going to be determined. So it's going to be very hard. Momentum, determination, things like that, once you get them on your side for a lot of teams, especially your smaller teams, that boost of confidence just skyrockets that team. And I think that was something that they needed. Stackhouse has had a rough start to the season, that's for sure. During this week, though, another team that's had a rough start with penalties was RFK. And the National Motorsports Appeals Panel did amend the penalty that they gave Chris Buescher and the RFK racing team earlier this month. They cut in half the points penalty that they received. So they cut Chris Buescher's penalty from 60 points to 30 points at Wednesday's hearing. So that moved him starting 16th. He went from 23rd in this season's standings to 16th heading into Nashville. So he now has 274 points. That puts Buescher 6 points behind his teammate Ryan Preece for the final playoff spot at the halfway point of the regular season. It was the panel basically justified the changing of the penalty by saying the panel concluded that NASCAR met its burden of proof regarding the reinforcement of the front bumper cover, but did not meet it regarding the trimming of the exhaust panel cover. The rulebook regarding the exhaust panel trimming lacked specificity. I can't even talk this morning on the amount of trimming or not trim. Accordingly, the panel reduced the owner and driver's points penalty from 60 to 30. The panel did keep the rest of the penalty in place. So they were fined $75,000. Scott Graves has already served his 2-race suspension. So that shall be taken, So from how I'm reading that is NASCAR had partial burden of proof on one item, but not enough burden of proof on the other. So that's why they only did part of the points penalty. which is very interesting. But with that, RFK has said, with Brad Keselowski this weekend, he came out and said, hey, we have made some changes as well to the way we are doing things, and, to make sure that we're on the up and up as well, which good for them. Denny Hamlin has also said this week, he is officially on baby watch. Baby boy is actually due today. And with baby boy due today, if mama goes into labor, he will not be racing today. He will be leaving Nashville to go back to Charlotte to be with mom, to have baby boy. For once, Denny, good job. For real. That is a smart decision. Seriously. He didn't give a certain cutoff time or anything like that. They didn't announce like a backup driver or anything right now. But he is officially on baby watch. I'm sure, knowing Denny, he's hoping baby doesn't come until tomorrow, though. So that he can race today, knowing Denny. And then Rockingham Speedway was also listed for sale as of this week. So we'll have to wait and see how that, who goes in and buys Rockingham. Today we are in Nashville. And the command to fire engines will be given at 7 tonight. The race is scheduled to begin at 7:19. The distance is 300 laps. Stage 90 for stages end at 90 and 185. Prime will broadcast the race, PRN or SiriusXM. Partly cloudy with scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon, a high of 83 with some winds, 40% chance of rain. So guess we'll have to watch the weather on this one to see how it plays out. Chase Briscoe is on the pole. Denny Hamlin, William Byron, Tyler Reddick, Ross Chastain, Brad Keselowski, Christopher Bell, Michael McDowell, Joey Logano, and Chris Buescher are your top 10 for today. Let's see how that plays out. We have 16 Chevrolets, 13 Fords, and 10 Toyotas all in the field today for our Cracker Barrel 400 in Nashville. So it is going to be, if you're watching it, on Prime. And they're going to start broadcasting at 6:30 tonight. So happy Sunday. Happy race day. I hope you have a wonderful day and a great afternoon watching races and enjoying some family time. And I will see you again next week. Bye, y'all.